so close, and I'm gonna take you traveling the world. But I can love you. Yeah, I'm gonna love you. I'll give you all of what I've got. The fancy finds, baby, I have not. Just gonna love you. Yeah, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you, babe. Cross my heart and hope to die. Golden trinkets, mobile phone, expensive shoes, you can get your own. Just gonna love you. Yeah, I'm gonna love you. Just gonna love you. Yeah, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you, babe. Cross my heart and hope to die.
Oh, right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Friday Night Live. And if you remember from last week, we are joined tonight by Matt from Trees to Firewood. How you doing, Matt?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. We got to start things off here like we always do, welcoming in a few people. But before we do that, we got to raise up our cups. And I don't know if you have what you have there. It doesn't matter what you have in your. Oh, you got a can. So then I take it you do not have any big balls of ice bouncing around.
No.
Anyway, cheers, everyone. Glad you're here. Happy Friday. All right. So, yes, we are joined tonight. Matt, Trees to Firewood. Going to have some interesting conversations, I think, because there's a lot of things I need to pick your brain about. And there's a lot of things that I don't know if all these people watching tonight, if they know about some of the stuff that you have up your sleeve, because you got a lot going on.
Yeah, always busy.
Always busy. Well, quick, I'm just going to give a quick couple of shout outs here. Rick's Outdoors, Tim and Olsaws, Mr. Van Dusen. Good evening. Oh, outside in the 515. You better tell Beth to get ready because I got something for her later on. After last week, I'm coming back. I got something to Woodchucker Chainsaw Carver. All right, the Hogs Logs, Carl Lewis, the Man with the Plan. Who else did I see in here? 3 Green Acres. Good evening. So, Matt, for those that don't know who you might be, give us a little, just a quick little intro. Whatever you want to brag up and flex about yourself.
Well, I mean, what I do for a living is I own a full service tree service. I mean, that's my main thing, obviously, and we sell this year. We're going to try to sell 1,000 full cords of wood. So trees, tree removal, trimming, that sort of thing, pruning, and then we sell firewood, bulk firewood. We don't do. I mean, I sell bundles down by the stand, but I don't do like restaurants or anything like that. It's just bulk. I mean, most of the customers I have is all for home heating. That's it. So
And
we do like a full cord of wood is like a small load for us.
whew, yeah, when you told me that you were shooting for 1,000 cords this year, I was like, holy crap, that's a lot of firewood.
Yeah, you gotta stay at it because otherwise you're gonna fall behind.
And is that your goal that you're gonna then like plateau at, or are you gonna try to increase more?
No, as soon as I would say retire from doing trees, which will probably be a while because we enjoy it. I love it. It's something new every day. As soon as I scale that back to maybe part time or whatever, then I'll probably shoot to 2,000 to 3,000. Yeah.
Holy molies!
Yeah.
So you're really gonna
But like right now, 1,000 full cords it's still really fun.
Yeah.
You know, because if I go on vacation for 3-4 days, the days prior, instead of doing 3 to 5 cords, I just triple it or double it for a couple days consecutive, and then I'm already caught up. So
holy molies, that is a lot. Well, if I've seen your videos, I've seen your wood yard, it's always kind of interesting because it seems like you kind of have two different or multiple locations where like you have a bunch of totes. I don't know if you have bags, but it looks like you have bags maybe in totes.
yeah, so like my bags, I did the bags like a few years ago because I'm like, oh, instead of stacking, I used to stack for years. So I'm like, oh, the bags started coming around, and I did that for a year. Wasn't very happy with them. They would fall apart, and if you would need a million pallets to put them on because you can't put them on the ground. Everything's going to be wet and moldy, and I didn't feel like they dried the greatest. So the bags I used that I had left over, I put inside of totes for boiler wood, scraps. And so I have a section in my yard that's for boiler wood only. and then I have my drying yard for my production stuff, and then I have a couple different garages that I have climate controlled for my kiln wood that I dry. Stays in there. I got wood all over the place.
And Mark Wakeland here has a question I want to bring up. How much wood do you burn in your boiler for heat and your kiln? Because now that's on top of your 1,000 cords then, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I get asked that quite often, and to be honest with you, like since I got this new boiler last year, I'm not exactly sure how much I burn now. If I didn't run the kiln, if I had to guess, and now remind you, this is heating our 3,000 square foot house, our hot water, my 3,000 square foot shop, my 2,000 square foot shop, and occasionally my snow melt system. So it's really hard to say. Like, so it's, it could be 10,000 square feet, it could be 15 or more. If I just ran that and not the kiln, I'd probably go through 15 cords a year.
Yeah.
Running the kiln during peak burn season, it's probably, I don't know, 20, 25. I really don't even know. I honestly don't know, because it's like it's all the cutoffs from the processor. So that would, to me, I don't really have any boiler people around here that I could sell that to, and I need it. So it's free. I have it, and that's kind of what I use. So I don't really. I mean, I could go out and count what I have, but throughout the year, like if I go drop a dead tree, that's good for 4 days. So it's kind of skewed.
Yeah.
It's a lot of wood. It's a lot of wood.
And you don't. So do you bring the wood you bring home from your tree jobs? Is that mostly just for the boiler then, or do you bring home for production?
So I mean, a lot of people are always like, "Oh, well, you do trees for a living. You probably get a lot of wood." Not really. So I could bring home a lot. A lot of times you're taking down dead pines or spruce, or doesn't even matter what it is. Like if it's small, if it's like 6-inch or smaller, it goes right through the chipper. I don't care what it is. Because the amount of time that I would waste to either cut it up or move it into a dump trailer, to bring it back, to unload it, to move it, it's a waste of time. Now, if it's like oak, locust, something in that nature, hickory, that's like in our world, good wood, that's coming back and it's going to be made into boiler wood.
Yeah.
So, but everything else, chip
it up.
So I don't bring back a ton.
So the 1,000 cores that you are shooting to produce,
I buy all that.
It's all log forms brought in.
Yep.
Trucked in.
Whew. Yep. A lot of money out.
Yeah, that's because like I know from being on occasionally every now and then I'll go on with Rick on his, when he's taking the trees down, and it's a completely different mindset, a completely different game. It's all about once that tree is hitting the ground, how fast do you have it cleaned up? It's not, limbing it out nice and clean, making sure it's going to make nice firewood. It's just through the chipper.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like, so let's say you take down like a silver maple tree. We all know how big those can be, right? A silver maple's huge. It's not the greatest wood. Customers don't want it. Yeah, we can burn it in our boilers, right? But a lot of times we'll sit there and we'll rip the logs so it'll fit in the chipper and we send it.
Yeah, that stuff chips. Well, normally it's like about a 10-foot tall, huge trunk, and then there's like 8 stems that go out that are all just
massive
right through. Yeah. Rick's Outdoors wants to know, what's your favorite chainsaw to run? Uh-oh. I don't even know. I guess I don't even know if, are you a steel guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought.
I mean, Husqvarna's fine. My main guy, that's what he runs. His are all ported. They're all good saws. I mean, he thinks my 500i is good. I use the 500i the most. That's like my go-to because it's a little bit lighter. It gets the job done on the average size. When I say average, 24-inch log or whatever.
Yeah.
I love my 066. That saw rips. I got a 3-foot bar on there. I have an 881. I mean, I got them all. But the 500i I'd say is my go-to, or the 066.
All right. Well, the Hogs Logs has a question that kind of leads into one of the things I wanted to chat about, your new building. And he's wondering, with the new building, could top the roof with solar panels and run your kiln on electric instead of the large quantities of wood.
There will be panels on there eventually, and it's going to be just the power of that building. To run an electric heat or electric boiler, to however you want to run it, you couldn't generate enough electricity to run an electric kiln. You just couldn't.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people understand how much electricity it costs for electric heat. Like those iDry systems, like when they say they're a 24 kilowatt unit, that's per hour. Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot. Here's an example. My boiler kiln right now for 24 hours uses 24 kilowatts. That's it. It's a lot, but that's it. Now you get an iDry system. That's what I'm not sure exactly which ones, but I know they use a lot of electricity. You would probably need like $10,000 worth of panels to run that, maybe.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
In my research that I've done, the way I'm doing it, it's cheap, it's free.
Well, and I think that's one thing that, and I know you know about this because you built your kiln and all that. Like it takes more energy than people think to dry wood, and a lot longer than it takes.
It does. I mean, just because you can get the air temp up to 140 per se or 150, the inside of the wood will take hours, if not days, to reach that because of the moisture. I mean, you gotta heat up that moisture, wick it out. The dew points change. It's just like when your AC runs. If you have a lot of humidity in the house, it takes a long time to cool the air down. It's no difference in raising the heat. So, there's a lot of math involved in when to evac the moisture or the heat. When it's all about airflow and time and heat, and when to extract that moisture. That's why kiln drying lumber takes so long. It's a meticulous process, or it's going to check or warp or whatever. Where firewood, it doesn't really matter. The hotter you can get it, the better, though.
Right, but it
like
still takes
those,
a long time.
Because if you spend $300,000 on a firewood kiln, they get up to 300 degrees. Okay, you can dry the wood in 24 hours. I can't do that, and I'm not spending $300,000 on a kiln.
Well, and then to get it to that hot takes energy.
You're burning wood. Something. You're burning scraps.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. So you just finished your pole barn, and I was very interested to see that framing system that you used from, what was it, Backwoods?
Backwoods Building and Truss.
And they're out of Florida, right?
Yep.
So just give us a little how easy, or like how well did that go together?
You're going to need some equipment. Obviously, you're going to need something to lift them up in the air. Other than having equipment, it's not hard. Basic knowledge of building skills. I mean, it was pretty much myself, my dad, and my brother that put it together. And that's using my lift, my tractor to put the stuff in. The hardest part is making sure the building was square with putting the posts in the ground. That's like number one. If that's off, the whole building. If you can do that and set the post, lift the truss, the rest is all, don't be afraid of heights and put it together.
Yeah.
You still got to make sure it's square and whatnot, but it wasn't bad.
I found out the hard way that a 1/16 of an inch across 30 feet ends up being quite a bit. Quite a bit. You can be off quite a bit.
Oh, trust me, we triple checked our measurements every time we set a post, because I'm like, if we're off, this is not going together right.
So if you're making this sound like it's something that maybe, would you be interested in traveling to West Central Wisconsin to demonstrate just how easy one of
Absolutely not. I told myself I'm never building a building this size ever again.
That's when I put up that carport, I'm like, never again. If I do another one,
Mhm.
somebody else is doing it for me.
I mean, I enjoy doing that, but it took me a lot of time away from making wood and doing trees. And of course, I did it on the legit 3 hottest days of the year, setting the posts, and it was just a nightmare, But at least I know exactly it's built right. I did it. My kids watched and all that, so it was a good time. And
Yeah.
I did it with my dad and whatnot. So
Well, it turned out great from what shows on video. I mean, it's
yeah,
very impressive and very cool. All right, I
yeah.
gotta pause because grab your beverage there and get ready. We got to go to well, last week, for those of you that didn't tune in, a tradition around here when we raise our cups up, when we get a coin in the cup right here, we raise up our cups, and I have these ladies that come out swinging, and Beth, she's like giving me some grief about that. So this week, Beth, just for you, one time and one time only, we are going to raise up our cups, and we are going to have something something that maybe you'll enjoy on top of the cup. So Beth, thank you very much. Let's see it. Here it is. Cheers. All right.
Oh.
That's a one time only. I don't care how many coins you put in the cup, Beth. You're not seeing that again. So you started up your kiln the other day. I saw that, and I think the one thing that I was probably, along with most people in here who saw your video, the one thing that really stood out to me was your totes of stacked firewood. Your tractor was actually able to lift those up.
Oh yeah.
The John Deere could actually lift those. How did you pull that off?
That tractor will lift 2 totes stacked on top of another. I can move both of them, no problem.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, man. Oh,
I would never do that because I have a lot of grade here, but it'll do it.
I just know that I think I one time left you a comment about your tractor. the color, it was the wrong color. You were having something.
Mhm.
You were wondering something about it. And I'm like, well, the color's wrong. So
Oh, jeez.
of course, I got to give you a little hard time about that. But no. So you got your kiln running right now, and then
Mhm.
I think, well, you started your boiler first, and then started
Yep.
the kiln.
hmm
So
That boiler will run now all the way till March or April.
and are you back in your routine?
Kind of, sorta. Yeah, it's kind of weird that I took a 3 4 month break, but now it is weird because you start to get back in your routine of going to work first thing in the morning. I used to get up, check my stats on my phone to see what the temps are. I'm like, oh, I got to get out there. Now I'm trying to get back into that. Now I go outside. I'm like, oh, that's right, the smoke's going. Like I got to go out to the boiler. Oh no, it is nice getting back in that routine because I love doing the wood with the boiler. I like the smell, and the kiln's running, so I know I'm making money.
Yeah. And
You
that's,
know.
I guess that's the one thing I never really thought about if a boiler could actually get a kiln up to temp, but what temp does your kiln get up to off of your boiler?
So it'll get up to 165. I usually keep it at like 155, maybe 160, depending on how long it's taking to dry. But I mean, it really depends on your boiler, though.
Yeah.
And now, if you just have a dedicated boiler just to do the kiln, that's fine. But if you're trying to heat your house and whatever else, there's a lot of demand there. Like I had my previous boiler was it could do up to 10,000 square feet, and I ran everything like I normally did, and then added the kiln. And I don't want to say it struggled, but you are just chucking in wood. I went through almost a face quart a day, which was ridiculous. Yeah,
Oh, I
there's
believe it.
not.
Yeah. Because
So now with this big guy with way more water capacity, like right now I'm All the wood I threw in last night is probably still in there. I haven't touched it. And I didn't even throw in that much. So like it's kind of comical, but like that all changes once it gets cold, you know.
But
And that kiln pulls heat nonstop. Like
yeah, I suppose.
It's you know, it's not like your furnace turns on your house for 5-10 minutes and then shuts off for an hour. In there it is pulling, once it gets up to temp, it's pulling probably 20 degrees.
Yeah.
Nonstop going back to the boiler. Like I don't think a lot of people understand how much that is every second.
So once it gets up to 150 or whatever, it'll
shut off.
But
it'll shut the heat off.
But it's
until
always
I have it drop.
That.
Yep. So if you're like, so for the first, I'd say 4 hours, it'll take about 4 hours for the air temp to reach 155 because I'm always extracting air at the same time. So,
Jeez.
So 4 hours, just think about that, 4 hours straight. And that's in the summer. That's not in the winter when the wood goes in at 30 degrees. So think about that. So that's a lot different.
Yeah.
So 4 hours straight, you're pulling heat off the boiler. Like 100 degrees, which is not good, but like, that's just what it is.
Right.
Now, you know, so you're using more electricity, more wood, like, and there's a science to it though. I mean, it took me months to really dial it in with all my programs and venting and when to introduce air and the heat, you know, because drying wood at 155 is different than it is at 135 or 175 or 200 and up. All the parameters change.
Yep.
So, and a lot of people always want like to know what I all have and how I do it. And I don't want to say I'm stingy on letting my advice go, but like I worked hard to figure out and get it to operate correctly, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just it. Is it? There's a lot more to it than what it seems. And then that my other question then was, you know, yeah, like right now you put the wood in and the wood is probably, you know, the core temp is, I don't know, say 50 degrees, 60 degrees, 70,
65.
And then in January, it's going to take a lot more heat from your boiler. So yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, because when I put wood in there, we can say when it's 20 degrees because the wood's sitting outside or whatever, it's frozen.
Yeah.
Now take a frozen, ice cube, bring it into your house. How long does it take to melt?
Yeah.
Now take a chunk of wood that's frozen with water and take 2 cords of that. That's a lot of moisture that's got to come out of there, and it takes a lot of BTUs. So that's why I should have had it running all year, but I needed a break,
Yeah. I didn't see. I think I missed. If I missed your question, I don't know what the woodchucker chainsaw carver. I don't know if he had a question for me or what, but I don't know. But anyway, so woodchucker, throw your question back in and hopefully I'll see it. But I don't know what I missed it on the chat and I only have a limited. Oh, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, here comes another coin we got from our good friend Marlon. I'm going to get to that right now, and then I got to reload the fire quick. So we're going to be back to the normal ladies coming out for Marlon, because Marlon enjoys ladies. Very interesting discussion tonight. Thank you, Marlon. Cheers. There you go. We're back with. So yeah, let me. I don't know if woodchucker. I don't know what his question was, but I saw another one. Let me just scroll back here. Maybe I can't find it. Oh, which model John Deere tractor do you have?
4052R. The rear tires are filled with beet juice. That tractor will pick up anything.
The what was it? I missed it.
It's a 4052R.
And you got
it's a 4 series, 52 horse.
All right. Wait a minute. So here's a good question. Out of your 1,000 cords, how much will be run through the kiln?
Well, all my oak will be. I'm not exactly sure how much I have of that. That's maybe 75 cords worth. It all depends on how much, what the percentage is by the time I get to whatever wood that's I split. Say like right now, the wood I split
Yeah.
today. A lot of it's sugar maple, which dry. We all know dries fairly quick. So by maybe October, November, it might be ready to go if it stays as hot as it is, lately. Maybe. And if it's not, I may have to put it in for a couple of days, and then it's not bad. So I'll say 100, 150 cords maybe. It's
And
not a ton.
of those 150 cords, then you kind of probably have do you have it set up to where they're not like coming fresh off the processor into the kiln? They've like seasoned a little bit, right?
Yeah, so I have done that where I'll split 2 cords of wood, stack it real quick, put it in there. It takes way longer to dry. I give it at least 2 weeks to get that initial surface moisture off because that makes a huge difference. I'll never
Yeah.
do that again. I mean, it's like you're spinning your wheels. For my setup, it's not at least
Yeah.
2-3 weeks, depending on the weather.
Yeah. So if you drop your moisture percentage naturally, then obviously it's shorter time in your kiln, less
Mm-hmm.
wood you got to use. So it probably
Yep.
just makes sense to.
Yeah. And by the time I get to the stuff that's fresh off the kiln, it's already been sitting for 2-3 months. So,
Yeah. So you're
so
all
my goal is my goal is over the winter just to crank out at least 500 cords. That way I'm already like way ahead. It's hard to do, but
that's
that's
where I
what I
was
do.
going. Is like what do you consider your heaviest production? Do you try to keep the same production level all year long, or is there a certain time of the year that you really crank it out?
So I'm pretty much November, December, January, February. That's like go time. I mean, that is like, and it's the best time to have your wood start drying because the air is dry out.
Yeah.
As long as it hits, I mean, a lot of people think it needs to be above freezing. No, it doesn't. As the sun hits it and the air is going, the air is dry, at least depending on your environment, it'll dry. You need to get that wood earlier the better. I mean, I know it sucks when it's 10 degrees out or whatever, but if you want to do at scale, you got to go to work. Because when it comes to like, I mean, we do trees year round, but obviously everybody knows like March all the way through November, it's like go time for trees.
Yeah. So you're kind
So
of flipping back and
it's hard to
forth.
do both. Yeah.
Yeah. Shotlift Family Firewood. You haven't built your bigger kiln yet, Matt. Are you still planning to build a new one?
It's it's still a plan, and I definitely will. There's just not enough time this year to do it. What I have works for now, and it's just I kind of made up my mind a few months ago. I'm like, I just don't have time to do it. I don't. So we'll see if I even get to it next year. I got some other big plans too. So I don't know.
Do you ever
I don't know.
stack the tote inside the kiln?
I can do the way I built it. I can do a couple. It's just kind of a pain in the butt to double
Yeah.
stack it the way my kiln's set up. So I don't. The new one I'm going to do, I'll for sure be able to double stack it. But now you're adding more in there. It takes a little bit more to,
Right.
everything takes longer.
Yeah.
So, but you have more in there, so it kind of evens out. So
Yeah.
I don't know. The goal is to not have to run it. Just get ahead. Just be ahead. The main thing is I never like to have wood sit longer. Whatever I have, I want it gone. I want it eventually to be sold. So like I'm drying the oak because we all know that takes up to 2 years to dry, right? I want that to be sold because it's the most value that I sell. So that's what I'm going to dry all of it. And any customer I sell oak to, that's like their home heating wood. It better be dry.
And
you're charging accordingly.
when you take it out of the kiln, then does
Mhm.
it go right out for delivery, or do you take like the batch that you have in now? Is that going to be delivered when it's done, or do you then have another place where you stage?
That'll be in my one climate controlled area for probably about a month. I start really delivering well, in a couple weeks here. But come like October, whatever comes out goes right in the trailer and goes right down the road. And what the customer does with it from there, that's their, but no, usually it'll get staged. I'll probably have 50 cords set up at one point here shortly. And then 2 weeks later, it's all done.
Yeah. So because if it's taking 3, 4, 5 days, then you kind of have to, like, you wouldn't be able to, deliver to the customer 3 loads of kiln dried in 1 week if you were waiting to pull it right out of the kiln and take it.
Right.
So you'd have to, yeah. So that sounds like you can be a real logistical nightmare sometimes.
It can be. So that's kind of the thing. It's like, when my inventory starts dwindling down, come towards say like November, I start, I get all these inquiries, like new customers, and I'm like, oh, should I keep the kiln running? Should I keep, drying wood? And I usually do, because everyone's greedy. Everybody wants money, but it comes to a point where I'm just like, I'm out of stock, and I just start building for next year.
Yeah, because that to me would sound like, I mean, you really got to know, you got to have stuff ready to go. And then do you kind of see that where you get a couple customers that want it, that all want kiln dried, and then, or how like intermixed are your kiln dried or just regular dry seasoned firewood?
I'd say honestly, it's probably 95% just normal seasoned wood. Now, 95% of 1,000 cords, I mean, you can do the math on that. So there's, I don't want to say I live in like a higher end area, but we kind of do. There are some customers that's all they want because they go online, they're like, oh, kiln dried's the best, blah, 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 and that's fine. But, I charge a premium for that because the wood is clean. It's, on average, it's probably 12% when it comes out. So, I mean, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
And then I sold a new customer last year 2 cords of oak, kiln dried oak, delivered it. By the time, before I even got back home, he called and he said, I want another 5 because this is the best wood I've ever had. And then he said his dad wants another, I think it was 4 or 5. And I'm like, sounds good, So it pays to go the extra step and make sure your wood is properly sized, dry, and what you say it is. Because, I'm sure you've had it where you delivered wood to somebody and they're like, this is the best wood I've ever received.
I've never delivered. I never deliver, but I guarantee that everyone that gets a box of mini firewood from Back from Firewood, they say, "Oh my God, this is the best, smallest wood I've ever seen."
Yeah.
So if you're busy, hammer down production time is during the winter when everyone's wanting their wood, then how do you manage cutting down trees, delivering, and making your firewood?
So
you just don't
I'd say throughout the last 5 years, all my repeat customers, which is, I'd say that's 80% every year, I have them trained when it comes to August, September, October, this is when you're getting your wood. Because when anybody who delivers wood, at least in my book, I do not want to be out in the snow. I don't want to be out in the cold. I don't want to drive my trailers and trucks through the salt. You get it now. Don't ask for it a week before, like all of a sudden the weather's going to drop to 30 degrees or whatever. Get it. Just be, proactive. I don't. Yeah. So, and everyone's usually fine with that. So I deliver wood and it could be 90 degrees outside and you're getting, I don't care. That's just, I told them, I'm like, I grow every year. I just don't have time because I'm always going to get these new customers come November, December. And if I have inventory, I want to gain new customers, and that's who I want to deliver to them. But then I train them as well and say, hey, next time, get on the list for October or November, or, something like that, August.
Do you kind of have it set up then where you reach out to them and you say, hey, I have your wood ready this year. Would you like it? Or do they always reach out to you?
Most of the time, they'll give me a couple weeks heads up, like, hey, we're ready whenever you are. We'll take this much wood this year. And
Well, that's
There's
good.
some people that I'll reach out to because I've been there so many times. Like, hey, I'm ready when you are, and you're like, yeah, sure, bring it whenever, you know. So, and I don't stack. I don't do any of that. I back up to where they want it, dump it, money, see it.
Yep.
That's
Do
not
you
my job.
do you get paid before you dump?
Most of the time, but
Yeah.
usually I say wait till I'm done, and then you can hand it to me or what.
Yeah.
Usually I'll sit there and talk to them for 15, 20 minutes every time, talk about life. That's just
Yeah.
how it goes.
So Rick's Outdoors has another question. Do you have a firewood crew and a tree service crew? Or are you the firewood crew?
So my tree service crew, my main guys don't do anything with my firewood stuff. My brother does work with me on trees. He's been on the channel a couple of times with my firewood. He's the only one besides my wife or my dad or my parents that'll come and help sometimes. But otherwise, it's primarily just me. That's
But
it.
but you have two woodhounds in the works, don't you? That are gonna are you conditioning
Yeah.
them to
Oh
eventually
yeah.
pull levers?
I don't know about the levers anytime soon, but my 4 and 6 year old, no, they'll help occasionally, and I pay them, and they
Stack,
learn,
just
and
stack.
I'm trying to teach them the species and stuff, and
Yeah.
they like it.
Jim wants to know how big your totes are and how much wood do they hold.
So I do have, I'd say primarily only the 275s. The 330s or whatever they are, the taller ones, I use just for boiler wood. This makes more sense. I don't like to mix and match. So when I stack the 275s, I do the 2 rows like normal. I put the ones in the middle, and then I round it just enough where I can still get a tote on top of it. So that, that's typically a face cord, right? Well, some of us know when it dries, it shrinks. Now it doesn't equate to a face cord when someone stacks it. So usually when I deliver, I dump one tote in. I'll throw probably, a pretty good handful to make sure that it's a face cord
Yeah.
or whatever they're buying.
I always chuckle when I see um, people who think a tote loosely tossed in is a face cord. Because I mean, you got to stack it tight, and if you fill the center, like you said, kind of heap it up, it will be. But then if it shrinks a little, it's going to be short. It's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is that you know you could stack a face cord and then take all that wood, throw it in a tote, and I could stack it, and it would be different.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's
I mean, you get those ADHD people that'll fill every nook and cranny, like it's going to be shorter versus just kind of chucking it, whatever piece you got, that's where it goes. So yeah, it's unless you had all your pieces looking like a Jenga piece, then it wouldn't matter. Now you're
Chandler
losing wood.
Chandler Firewood. What type of processor are you running?
I have the brute force. What do I have? 1824 diesel,
Ooh, the diesel.
18-foot fold over conveyor, 4-strand live deck. It's 12-way wedge,
How many
auto
logs?
cycle.
How many logs do you get on that live deck?
I can get a full cord on there
Ah, well, that's nice.
if you stack it nice.
So the woodchucker wanted to know your favorite wood to burn and your favorite wood to cook food with. Do you cook with any wood?
Nope, don't cook any wood or cook with wood. Favorite wood to burn in my boiler, I'd say any wood.
Anything
But
that'll fit through the door.
in our wood stove fireplace in the house, I'll only burn now is oak. That's it.
Ah, all right. So just I don't know if how much you want to go into this, but the other thing I didn't realize is how I mean I've seen your solar array and all
Hmm.
that, but I didn't realize like how elaborate of a system you have and how much you actually are like you could be like off grid, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So how much are you generating and what just give us a little I guess you don't have to go into too much detail if you don't want, but I was
Yeah.
impressed with your whole setup, what you have.
I'll just give like the basic info. I mean, it's some people may understand, some maybe won't. So currently we have an 8,000 watt solar array. Okay. It would have to be peak conditions to pull in 8,000 watts, say per hour, right?
Yep.
So like today, it was a pretty sunny day. It was still pretty warm. We generated, I can tell you exactly, but we generated, I want to say over 40 some kilowatts. Okay, so like say 44. We generated 44 kilowatts today, exactly. We expelled more than 44, I can tell you that now that the kiln and boiler's running. But the system's so smart that it'll flip back and forth depending on your battery storage. And when the batteries go down to a certain parameter, I have it set at, I still have 10% battery left. So if we did lose power, we can be on our battery backup instantaneously. But when I didn't have the boiler running and or the kiln, we're 100% off grid pretty much 98% of the time.
Wow.
So our bills went from roughly 300 to 350 down to $20 just for the service charges to be hooked up still.
Yep.
So, but our plan is to double what we have, and then we should almost be, even when this stuff is running, off grid permanently. Maybe.
Oh. So is that doubling your array or doubling your capacity for storage, or both? Both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And is it do you notice, like, I mean, in the winter, obviously it's not sun out as long, so is that impacted a lot? Or
it's kind of a catch-22. So solar panels don't like to be hot. They generate more power when it's a little cooler out, just kind of like a battery. Like, they don't like to be hot, they don't like to be cold, they like a certain 50-60 degree temp. So technically, the way I have it set up, the angle that it's pitched at, because you need to change it throughout the year, but I have it fixed permanently. I have it set up for more fall, winter, spring. It'll actually generate more power in the winter than it will right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Well, that's
as long as we have sun. But the problem in the wintertime, it's always cloudy.
Yeah.
At least it is here.
And do you have to then, like, brush the snow off them and stuff too?
So last year, I think I had to brush it off maybe twice, which is fine.
That's because it only snowed twice last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, you know, if the sun's out, it'll melt and it'll fall right off. So
I suppose, yeah. Wow. So that is very, because I don't have like a backup generator or any like backup system right now. I mean, I've been lucky enough to not lose power in the winter, but it's something that's on my mind of like trying to. I just don't know if I'd have enough room to put up enough panels.
Well, I mean, you can do something like that, but just to have like a portable station or something that if you could leave that plugged into your boiler, because I'm sure you want to run your pumps. That's the main thing. Or that's plugged in at all times. So as soon as you lose power, that automatically keeps feeding the pumps.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a sub pump backup, battery backup. It's the same concept.
Yep.
I would highly recommend that, because if it freezes, that water line, I mean, you know how expensive that stuff is.
That's the one thing I always get asked about is how concerned if I go away, if I'm worried about the fire going out. And the fire going out ain't a big deal. It's a big deal, but it's not a huge deal. It's the pump. If the power goes out and the pump stops, that's when you have trouble.
Yeah, because when I shut the boiler down, it was still pretty cold this last spring, because I pretty much just ran out of boiler wood. And it was still in the 30s, right? 20s, 30s at night, and I'm like, oh, man. I shut it down. The water temp still stayed at like 50, 60 degrees.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I don't know if it was gaining heat when it came into the house or what, but like
just maintaining it.
Really no concern.
So how long have you had your solar? How long have you been, like, did you start out with that many panels, or have you been building every year?
So I think it was a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years, we had just 1,600 watts. We started with a small array. Because the stuff, it is kind of expensive. So I'm like, we can build as we go. Started with something small. We had the system in our basement as far as the smart home panel with one inverter, one battery. It's pretty much like a backup. So if we did lose power, at least we had something for a little bit of time. And then as of this early spring, I put all those panels out, got a second inverter, bought a ton more batteries, and we're going to be doubling it eventually here shortly.
Wow. Outside 515, how much power do the boiler pumps need?
Here's an example. I know exactly. So like when I'm running my C800 Heatmaster, the biggest boiler that I know of, with my 4 pumps in the middle of winter, it'll pull over 1,000 kilowatts per hour. Or, 1,000 watts, I should say. I'm sorry, 1,000 watts per hour. So 24 kilowatts a day. So that's not including running the fan when it's in a burn cycle.
That's just the pumps.
That's just the pumps.
But there's 4 of them.
There's 4 of them, yeah. So that's not the average boiler. And I got massive pumps.
Holy crap! Because I got 1 pump on mine.
Yeah, so like yours probably pulls 200-300 watts an hour.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. But it adds up. That adds up.
Yeah. Yeah. So 4 pumps. So that's right. Because you have the
snow melt.
You have the snow melt system. You got you didn't want to shovel or plow your driveway?
No, not that portion at least. So like eventually my whole driveway. So for those of you who don't know, like I have a long, steep driveway. And the only portion I have is like up on top where the boiler is, and then right in front of my main garage, which is over 2,000, I think it's 4,000 square feet, if I recall. It's been a few years. Now, that'll be like 10 times that when I do the rest of the driveway. Now, you want to talk about pumps and energy usage, but like as I get older, I do not want to be going down. So like when we go to work in the wintertime, you're in neutral doing about a half a mile an hour down the driveway, because if you start to slide, it's game over. It's pretty sketchy sometimes, yeah.
But won't that create potential for like just a big like ice buildup at the bottom?
So we have a lot of grade and everything's pitched perfectly that all the water should go right into the ditch. And what it does after that, I don't care.
So is that going to involve you putting concrete on your whole driveway, or are you just digging up, or how are you going to do that?
So it's concrete right now, but there's some sections that are somewhat new. Some are busted up from over the years of before we lived here. We'd have to rip up the whole driveway, insulate it all new PEX, and then all new concrete.
Whew.
That's a big project, yeah.
And can you do it with like just asphalt or blacktop or not?
I don't think so, because asphalt, if it's a hot day and you set something on, you kind of sink in. I've never seen that. I could be wrong. Maybe I wouldn't do that though.
Yeah. So now with those different pumps going to the different, like the kiln and the snow melt, can you control, you can't control the temperature then of the water, right?
No.
So
no, all the water does is go through a different heat exchanger, which they all have different control modules that monitor the temps and run the heat in the shop. And so like the snow melt system's a whole different intricate. It goes through a massive heat exchanger to 2 different pumps it's a whole different. So that's a long story.
Yeah. So like the PEX tubing in your concrete isn't getting 180 degree water sent.
No.
Okay.
That water doesn't go in. That's 60% or whatever it is glycol, antifreeze pretty much.
Yeah.
So those 2 waters don't mix. It goes through a heat exchanger. So the water gets mixed in the heat exchanger with the glycol kind of deal, or bypasses it, and then it goes through 2 different pumps. Then it goes into the loops and it circulates. Yeah,
so that
loop.
Then you can set the temperature then of that loop.
Yep.
What is the what is the temp for like the snow melt?
So the maximum that I have it go to is 115 degrees.
Ooh.
You don't want to go above 120. That's a little much for concrete, but you got to bring it up slow because you can crack it pretty quickly.
Yeah, see, I was thinking it wouldn't even be that hot. How long does it take
Well,
to melt it?
depends how much snow. I mean, you really want to heat the concrete before it starts to snow, so it melts on contact. So
Oh.
I've done it where I've done a bunch of tests, but if I think I've had 6 inches of snow on it, and then I fired it up, it took like 24 hours because what happens is you melt the initial snow, it bridges, and now it doesn't drop down. You get ice, and it's kind of a nightmare.
So if you know snow is on the way, you start that loop up, or is it always
No,
going?
no. So it's dormant until I turn it on. So I will typically turn it on as soon as I see the first flurry. Because you know how the weather is. Like, oh, it's going to snow starting at 7. And it's not till midnight. And I ran it for 5 hours. That's a waste of electricity. I don't do that. Usually it take about an hour for the surface temp to get above, we'll say like 40 degrees.
Yeah.
You're never going to get it to 120. It's only going to be like 40,
Yeah.
maybe 55. Just enough to melt it. And that's all you need.
So, and then once it's melted and there's no snow, then you just shut that down.
I won't shut it off until the pavement is dry. Like dry, not melted, actually dry. Because if you leave it when it's just like it looks wet and you turn it off, it'll be a sheet of ice. And you did it all for nothing. Yep. Learned that the hard way.
Wow. So you're probably, I can see where you're burning a lot of wood. Holy smokes.
Mm-hmm. Yo, you turn the snow melt on, that's more demand than everything else that I have. By far. Yeah.
Jeez. So on certain days of the winter, you have your kiln going, your snow melt, heating your house, heating your hot water, all of that
Yep.
from one great big boiler.
Yeah. And it'll do it. No problem.
Yeah. Well, that's the biggest one they make, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they have their multi-bio unit that burns like the wood chips, which is, you can hook up like a huge silo to it. I think they may have one that's a BTU wise, maybe a little bit bigger, but it's like a gasser, and I didn't want that.
Yeah.
I'll never go back to that. Sorry for those of you that have a gasification model. I mean, I had it. They do burn less wood. They are efficient. The maintenance, and I don't care what you say. I did it religiously. You will have issues. That's just how it is. There's more sensors and cleaning and.
Yeah. Have you ever or what wood in a boiler, outdoor wood boiler, can you burn that will not create creosote?
There isn't one.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I always get a kick out of whenever I do videos and people, I'll like open my door and it's just, the door's got it like caked on there and they're like, oh my God, quit burning all that pine.
Yeah.
Season your wood.
Yeah, it don't matter because a boiler is going to generate creosote because it goes dormant. The fire will snuff itself. You got this. I don't care if your wood's 12%. There's still moisture in there. You got moisture in the air with smoke. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to adhere to the walls. It's just how it goes.
There's no, there's no other option.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that's what happens.
Now, obviously, the drier the wood, the better it's going to be versus just throwing in a fresh cut piece of wood. I mean, we all know that. But you can do it. I've done it, and I'm sure you've done it. You mix it in at least.
But that's the thing is even with like dry seasoned wood, like you said, at some point that fire goes out and it just it's the whole chamber's full of smoke.
Yep.
Going up a stack, hitting cold air, and that's the recipe.
I've never had my chimney. Never had any really creosote on my chimney at all.
No, I had.
Not like you.
Well, I had the air leak that was keeping that slowly burning, and then
Mhm.
yeah, that was crazy.
When I saw that video of yours back in the day when you had just like this little hole, I don't even know how the thing was running. I don't. That
yeah,
was pretty dangerous if you think about it.
well, yeah. I mean, but the thing is though, is like I don't know, because when the blower was going, I don't think it was getting enough air pushed across the fire to actually get it going really hot. So there was probably
Yeah.
not even sparks going up the stack. I don't know. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It
Have you ever
was
had like a
crazy.
torch coming out of the top of yours?
Oh yeah, the jet engine.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's every now and then it has a little burn off. It burns
It
off.
does make me a little nervous when I see it.
But it usually doesn't last too long because your
Yeah.
water gets up to temp really fast then, and then it shuts it off. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So what are the big? You've got the pole barn finished. Any big plans coming up? Anything to that we need to be watching out for?
What do I got coming up here? I don't think I got anything big. I mean, obviously we got Paul Bunyan in October, right?
Are
Which
you
is
going
around the
this year?
corner. Yeah, I'll be there.
Are you bringing the?
Um,
Are you staying at the campground?
yep, I'm gonna bring our fifth wheel down there.
Hope that construction zone is finished.
Oh my God, yeah, that was terrible. The road. I mean, the man. If it's anything like that, it's gonna be a long drive. But no, yeah, we're gonna stay at the campground. My parents will be with us. Should be a good time. Other than that, the building, that was it. Now it's just kind of getting back to work, production, and
and
delivery season's like a couple weeks away.
you're all set up in the new building, right?
For the most part, yeah. I mean, I still got a little odds and ends I need to adjust or figure out, For now, it is. I mean, next year we'll get the whole thing concreted, get the outside concreted. I mean, I'll probably put some gutters on it here in a couple weeks, some water system to collect the water, and eventually I'll have a panels on there. I'll probably have a second story with my office or something. I'm always nonstop thinking of stuff. So.
Because how tall is that?
So like where the headers are, that's roughly, I think I'd have to double check. It's over 14 feet. I want to say it's like 15.5. I haven't checked. So I really didn't check because I'm like, well, we're going to put gravel in here, then concrete, so it's going to change. But to the peak, I don't know what that is. It's like 25.
So you kind of do have a plan then to put in a loft or something, or like wall off a section?
Yeah, it'll just be like up top though, because I want to be able to utilize the whole bottom.
Yeah.
It'll be like in one section, I'll insulate it, heat it, cool it, that kind of deal.
Oh my. You gonna have a little wood stove back there?
I don't know. I'll probably have some type of electric heat to run off of solar.
Oh, yeah, that's jeez. Oh,
it'll just be to get out of the cold in the winter. That's what I'm processing. That'll be about it. Maybe I'll have a stove in it. I don't know.
Yeah, just toss in your scraps, and although it would take a lot to heat up.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to just build a little like cab around your processor. Build a little outhouse. You can just
yeah, they make a cab enclosure for that.
Oh, there you go.
But you know how it is when you're producing wood. Like you're moving around a lot. You're always grabbing this or that. So like, I was gonna do it, but I'm like, the more I thought about it, I'm like, I'd probably be upset I bought it because you're always moving. You gotta throw a log over because it got stuck, or resplit this. You'd be open the door or window, whatever it would be open all the time. So.
Well, and I mean, I don't know about you, but like as a hobbyist, if it's 5 below zero, I'm just not going out and splitting firewood. But you probably
but when you produce wood in the wintertime, you're warm. You're moving, so maybe a little cold, but you're moving.
Yeah. Oh, my fire pit's going out. Oh, hang on. Tony
That's
Woods,
fine.
thanks for the reminder. Let me quick restock the fire. Hello, come here. I always get grief because I have small fires, but it's like in the middle of summer. I don't need a big flame burning right behind me.
Yeah, think about going to fill your boiler at night in this heat.
Yeah, but do you still have to do like twice? Well, I suppose with the kiln run, you probably do have to check it twice a
I
day.
don't have to, but I do because like it's hard to keep a cold bed in that boiler when you don't have a lot of heat demand. It'll go out. So
Yeah,
the more I overload it, the better. To me, at least, it seems to do. So like
yeah,
I haven't checked on it. I haven't looked at it since 7 this morning, and to be honest, I probably don't have to go out there to fill it, or not fill it, but put wood in it. And I'll probably throw, you know, 4 pieces this big that are 5 feet long.
yeah. Todd wants to know, and you can answer this as I go. I got a quick refill for. Oh, we are 1 minute into overtime. Do you have any downtime for just relaxing?
Believe it or not, I probably have more downtime than everybody else. The way we prioritize our time, like here's an example. Most tree jobs that we do, since we're so efficient, we probably work to maybe 11 noon, 1 o'clock, come back. And like right now, the kids are off of school, so I'll spend all the time with them. And then even if I'm processing wood, they could be riding their ATVs or cars over there. They watch, I check on them. And how fast my processor is, I can do 3 cords in roughly an hour and be done if I want. So by 5, 6 o'clock, I can hang out with them the rest of the day. Like we're going camping next weekend for 3 days. And we went camping a couple weeks ago for 4 or 5 days. Like, trust me, I spend a lot of time with my family. That's priority number one. Business is second.
Where are you going camping?
We're actually, this time we're not going very far. It's literally like 20 minutes from here. It's Pike Lake. Where I live in Wisconsin. For those of you who don't know, I'm in the southeast, so never been there before. So we'll see how it goes. We've gone up to like Door County, a bunch of different places, but we try to pick some new places every year. We've gone out to like Wyalusing State Park off the Mississippi, which is gorgeous.
Can your boiler burn coal?
So my boiler is supposed to be only for coal in the States, that is.
Do you have any coal?
No, I don't. So it is EPA certified to burn coal. So even if they put a ban on burning wood, whatever, I could burn coal and it's just fine. But no, I can, but I don't.
That was the way that the manufacturers got around the EPA is they made the like traditional wood burning ones non-gassers to burn coal as well, and then you don't have to worry about all the gasification stuff. Yeah, I always get asked that. They're like, why don't you put coal in there? And I'm like, I don't, I know like in Pennsylvania there's spots where you can just walk out and dig a little dirt up and you're hitting coal, but I don't have coal anywhere around here.
Yeah, no, I can get coal. I mean, there's a rock quarry that they have the trains that come through and they drop the coal or whatever. I can get it. I don't know what it costs per how much. I have no idea how much you would have to throw into how long it'll last, burn BTs. I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, I don't either.
I got free wood, so it doesn't matter. EPA, I don't know. You're never going to tell me I can't heat my house for my family. So
yeah, I think that was a lot of misinformation. Like I think people read like the reduction of emissions, and then they immediately thought like, oh, you're banning firewood. But it's like I don't think they'd ever be able to ban burning firewood.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I've talked about this, and I'm sure a lot of people may argue about it. When you see a house that's burning in their fireplace, right, and you look at their chimney, it's smoking all day, right? How often is your boiler smoke?
Mine, not very, because I have nice seasoned wood.
Yeah. So like
It
when
smokes all the
mine,
time, slowly. I mean,
well, see, here's the thing. Like when mine is first starts up, yeah, you're going to get a little smoke because of the smoke that's in the box. But within 30 seconds, there is absolute. I'm not saying there's not particles and stuff going in the air, but there's no smoke. It's burning as clean as you can burn. Where you
yeah,
have a traditional fireplace, it's smoking the whole day. Like I don't. So people can say what they want, you know. I don't know. And mine will do, like right now, it does a burn cycle every 3 hours.
yeah.
Think about that. Every 3 hours,
And
not every half hour in the winter.
how and how? What are your set points at?
Right now, I had to turn them down because it's. I usually have it at 183 with a 7 degree differential, but right now I have it at 177 with a 5 degree.
Ah, okay.
Because
Yeah.
you know this boiler, and I'm sure yours does. It'll overshoot by a couple degrees.
Yep. Yeah.
My last one never did, but this one does.
Yeah. And because I have like a 10, and I have it. I don't. Maybe I have mine. People always tell me I have mine too low, from 160 to 170, but
You do.
that's what the guy who put it in told me to run it at. So I'm like, I don't know. All right.
I honestly think that's too low.
So you would go like 170 to 178.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like my previous boiler, I did 185.
Oh, jeez.
So like this one, so like in the wintertime, I have it at I think 100. I think 182, and it'll overshoot to 185. I don't want it going above at 185 because 190, I think the snap disc will go off.
Yeah.
So by the 180, to all my parameters, everything heats up faster. The hot water is better. I don't know. It just runs more efficient that way. I don't know. I have to do that for sure because of my snow melt. I need that extra 5-10 degrees.
Maybe
But
I
like
should
even
turn mine up.
Homestead Jay, like when he used to have his a little lower, and I told him like it's okay to run it at 185. And
Yeah.
ever since then he switched it. And he's like, oh, dude, it's much better. It just is.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have to up mine. Change that around.
At least try like 172 to 180, or
Yeah.
170 to 178 or something like that. Just try it.
Because I mean, it's still, even with that 10-degree difference, like in fall and even spring. I mean, it doesn't take long to get back
No.
up to temp. It's pretty quick.
Yeah, mine will run the burns 5 minutes,
Yeah.
even with a full load on it. 5 minutes. It's crazy. This boiler compared to my last one, it's night and day. I mean, it's kind of scary. Like if it got an air leak, I'd probably be concerned I burned my whole place down. I got 2 fire extinguishers out there. Not that that would do a thing, but
Yeah. Yeah. It's
But
it is pretty. And how many fans does that thing have? Or
it's got 2 in the back, 2 like big fans that blow in.
yeah. Whew.
Yeah, I would consider that to like the diesel truck version versus like an F-150 or something.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I bought that unit because it's a workhorse and I need it for work.
Yeah.
You know, the average person does not need that by any means. So don't go out and buy what I have. Don't do it.
You'll be well, you won't be burning much wood at all. You'll just be making a lot of charcoal.
Mm-hmm. Well, the problem with how it is, if you oversize your boiler, you won't be able to keep it running.
Yeah. Right.
You would have to have like a 1-2 degree differential. Then that would just be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because I had that issue when I first got it. I'm like, I just can't keep this thing running. I don't understand. Like, it took me a long time to figure out how to run it. Once I did, it's a no-brainer now. But that's with anything, any boiler. I think any model brand, it's a learning curve.
Yep. James Little, unfortunately, Matt is in Wisconsin, so I don't think he delivers to New York.
Yeah, New York, that would cost a lot of money for the ship out there.
Frickin' Jeep. There's John. I don't know if you know John or not. If you met him at
Yeah.
Bunyan last year.
Hmm.
Usually he's giving me a hard time here, but do you have a dump zone so you don't overheat?
A dump zone, is that meaning like how do
I
I
don't
get rid
know.
of the heat if it gets too hot?
I think maybe his boiler might have something like that.
Um, I guess I never really had an issue because I have a system on there that it'll notify me if one of my loops gets too hot, which is the boiler loop, like the out or in or supply, I should say. So I know what the water temp is. I've never had it where it's like, oh my God, it's like 190 degrees. I got to get the water temp down. I never had that, but if I did, all I would have to do is turn the snow melt on, and within
Yeah.
30 seconds, that water temp's going to drop.
Uh-oh. They got problems. They got deer trying to come in the yard.
Oh boy, yeah.
Do you ever
No, I've never had that issue.
do you try to like reload when your blowers are going so you don't have a lot of smoke coming out?
So ideally, if I can catch it within a minute of it starting, there's usually no smoke in there. The embers are starting to get. As you know, that's like the perfect time to do it. Never do it after the burn cycle because you're going to ask for that's a backdraft waiting to happen. Don't do that. Which sometimes you have to do it though, because if that's when you got to do it, it is what it is. Just leave the door cracked for however long,
I always
But,
when I go out to do the evening fill up, I always wait and let Amanda get in the shower. And once I start drawing all the heat off the hot water, I know the blower is going to be kicking in. so
yeah.
that's when I go out and because otherwise it gets to be a. Have you ever lost your eyebrows with a backdraft?
I've had a little bit, nothing crazy. I anticipate, you know how it is, you anticipate it kind of deal. I haven't had it happen to me with this new one. My G10,000, it's happened a few times where it's like scary because you hear that whoof.
You hear that suck.
Oh my God, yeah,
It's- and quick
you
slam
stand
the door.
behind the door. Yeah.
But then the flame like shoots out the side.
Yep.
It's crazy. Saw supplier Steve is in here with a question. How do you think rising energy costs and tree huggers will impact the future of wood boilers? More demand or more regulation? More demand, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where look at, they were pushing EVs for all these cars and everybody kind of pushed back and everyone still wants to buy a diesel or a normal car.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong on that. I think a lot of people want to go back to the old days too, be more self-efficient, with whether it's solar or growing your own food or heating your own, making, burning wood to cook your food kind of deal, your stoves in your house, like at least our generation. I don't know about the young people, but
I think, well, from everything I've been seeing about predictions, like this winter, like the cost of natural gas and electricity, all that stuff is going to be going up. And I think there's going to be a lot of people that will be very interested in burning wood, but most of those people don't realize what goes in to burning wood. If they want to like make their own firewood and get a boiler and people think you buy an outdoor wood boiler and you can cut this tree down today and throw it in there tomorrow. And then
there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to burning wood.
They burn a cord of wood in a week and they didn't generate hardly any heat.
But I think we've all been there,
Yeah. It's but yeah, I think the other thing that's going to hurt is obviously losing like the tax credits, for boilers and stuff, but I don't know.
Do they still have that right now?
I think it's still on through the end of this year, I think.
Okay.
Because
it's a pretty good tax break.
Yeah.
Because I know when I bought mine last year, I'm like, I traded mine and bought that, and it's like a good 20-some% or whatever it was. And
yeah.
but it's just like burning in your house or having a wood boil. You got to know where you're going to get your wood. Are you going to make it? Are you going to buy it? Does it make sense to buy it to offset the heating cost of your normal operating system? Or
But
so, but you know, I think for the average person, if you have acreage, you have woods, it makes a lot of sense. If you can get free tree service wood or whatever, or go search for it, you know, then it makes sense. But if you can buy it and you buy really good, dry, clean wood, it's still going to be cheaper than running your electric or whatever, natural gas or whatever you got, because you still got to run the furnace, you know.
Yep.
So,
But there's nothing better than middle of January having your thermostat at 74 and not giving a
Yep.
crap about it.
100%. And I can attest to that, because like in the wintertime, even now, as of now, you can take the hottest showers you want. You can do as many loads of laundry that you want. And in the wintertime, I don't care what temp that you have it at. It don't matter.
Yep.
It does not matter.
Yeah. We have friends that will come over, like for New Year's Eve, will, you know, throw a party, and they'll come over and like they've got, you know, a long sleeve t-shirt, a hoodie, and a jacket. And that's what they're wearing in their house because their thermostat's at like 63, 65 degrees.
Yeah. I mean, you always hear that, oh, just put a layer on kind of thing, right? No, I'm not going to be uncomfortable in my own house, I can tell you that.
I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt all winter long. All right, well, we are here. I gotta just show you guys what I'm taking care of here. Come here. Oh, look at this guy.
Oh, jeez.
This is a 4-month-old pup. Like his paws are the size of my hand.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, I'm dog sitting this weekend, so I gotta. The bad thing is he knows a spot in the fence where he can get out. So when the deer are over there, I'm worried he's gonna run away. But any last things you want to cover?
Well, there's, you can go on for days here.
Are there any?
I don't know.
Eric, is it like Wait a minute, I'm testing out my newest TikTok shop purchase for mosquito repellents. I have dragonfly. These are supposed to keep the mosquitoes away, but I don't know if they work at night. So they come on these little clips. You're supposed to clip it on your hat, and it like keeps mosquitoes away.
Yeah, I want to see you walking around with that on there.
Oh, I've walked around with a lot worse.
Oh, jeez.
All right, well, we've got some people that are signing off here, so yeah, we'll have to have you back on and maybe get to some of those other right around are you a Seinfeld fan? You know Festivus?
I've watched it in the past, yeah.
The holiday Festivus, where one of the things is the airing of grievances.
Yeah.
We will start with that. But
yeah, no, we can always do another one sometime before Bunny and, you know, ramp it up a little bit.
Yeah, well, if you're I know you'll be at the campground, but you should plan again to come to the hotel. Because
for Friday, yeah.
Friday or Saturday. That's coming up quick. God.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the first weekend in October, it's not that far.
Yeah.
But a little over 2.5 months, give or take.
Yep. It'll go quick.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed hanging out with Mr. Matt here, Trees to Firewood. It's great having you on. Great chatting with you. As always, Festivus for the rest of us. Yes. All right. Well, again, thanks for coming on here, and thanks everyone for tuning in. Moderators, super chatters, all of you. Appreciate you being here, and we'll see you back next week on episode. We're getting close to 300. It's gonna be a big party that night. Watch out. Oh, we do have one grievance to air outside in the 515. No more dancing men. No problem. I can handle that. All right. Well, thanks once again, Matt. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and everyone out
you
there,
too.
enjoy the rest of your Friday night and your weekend. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool. Cheers, everyone. Good night.
See you guys.
Being a real bad boy.
I've got a ton of gravel in my shoes, world on my shoulders, a heart full of blues, and in the dirt, down in the dirt.
I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting to calm down with the morning light. I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt. Being a real bad boy.